All right, guys, welcome into the Wednesday edition of Rambling with Rhino, the afternoon edition. Been several things that's come up today that I feel like I want to talk about. First is Leveon Bell not reporting to camp today. I guess Wednesday was the deadline if he was going to play this weekend, and he's still holding out, and the sides are not close, it sounds like, and so much so that his teammates have kind of turned on him and said, if you're not going to come, just stay gone the whole year. And others have been like, this guy can come and go as he please like he does every year. He'll miss the first 3 games and still make more money than I do. So screw him. And I can see that. Some people are saying that the team should align with him. The players, should align with him because they could be in that same situation in free agency. It's a weird situation. He's franchise tag for like $13 million, $13 to $14 million. So it's not like he's giving peanuts or some rookie contract. But then again, he doesn't want to take a chance of getting hurt and not getting a max deal next year. This is the world we live in with guaranteed contracts and arbitration and stuff like that. I don't know what the right way to go is, but I think you got to side kind of with Pittsburgh on this, or at least to find out in the first couple of weeks if James Conner can tote the rock. If you don't lose a lot with him, and you're paying him a rookie contract, maybe you don't need to pay $13 or $14 million, and you don't want to give up $60 million signing bonus and a $90 million contract. It's going to be interesting. I think with the weapons they have, and they're as good, record-wise without Le'Veon Bell as they are with him, that, they may roll the dice and go without him. And, with Big Ben and Antonio Brown and Schuster Smith emerging, and that offense really isn't the problem, regardless of who the running back is. It's the defense that got shelled for 40-plus against Jacksonville in the playoffs. So I think Pittsburgh might stand tall on this and roll the dice, unless Connor just can't handle it in a week 1 game against the Browns, and then maybe they'll beg Le'Veon to come back. Interesting situation. Everybody else who's held out, has either been traded or signed, like Khalil Mack and Aaron Donald, and even Earl Thomas reported today just because he said he loved the fans in the city. So we'll see how this plays out. I think Pittsburgh's 11-win team with or without Le'Veon Bell, so maybe they won't budge. The second topic, and one that pissed me off in probably 2 or 3 different reasons, is the Atlanta Braves. An 8-1 lead against Boston, and then 4 or 5 pitchers combined to blow that game. Blew the game, and then Freddie Freeman comes up in the bottom of the inning, hits a go-ahead home run, and then give up 2 more runs the next inning to Brandon Phillips, who didn't even have a team up until a week ago. And local media and fans, on Twitter are blaming Brian Snitker. And it's the damnedest thing. The guy's got a pitching staff of like 12 guys, 5 starters, 7 relievers. He threw 5 guys out there, and none of them could get outs. I don't know what Brian Snitker can do. What do you expect him to do? He doesn't have a John Rocker or Mark Wohlers or, any of these guys. Hell, if he had a Craig Kimbrell like they had in the past and like Boston has, this probably won't be near as big an issue. But, they got guys who can't get outs. They got guys who can get a couple outs, but they can't close the deal. Mike Fortunavich has probably at least 2, maybe 3 times left a game with giving up a run and 2 hits and sitting pretty for a win, and the bullpen just craps it away. And it's in a situation where you're up 3 games and Philadelphia's playing the Marlins. That loss tonight, today, and a Philadelphia win tonight could make it a 2-game, deal going into a long road trip for the Braves. So it's a bad situation to be in, and it's definitely not any fault of Brian Snickers. It's definitely all the fault of the GM and owner for not doing enough to get bullpen help. And that was my main thing the whole time. You got enough hitting with Acuna and Albies and Markakis and Freeman and all those guys, Camargo, and you play good defense, 4th best defense in the National League. All that part's good, but if they don't make the playoffs or the wild card or even make an early exit in the playoffs, it'll be because of pitching, and their starting pitching has done really well. Fortunavich was an all-star. A lot of these guys are really good. Serviceable, give quality starts, 6, 7 innings, but the bullpen's putrid. And if they don't do something, and I don't know what you can really do, in September, but if your farm system is as good as Baseball America says it is, you got to have 2 guys that can get outs. They got to do something. And lastly, is an economics lesson for everyone. I see angry people who burn their Nikes and vow to never wear another pair of Nikes. And generally speaking, that's probably 75-80% of the people who don't wear Nikes anyway. They don't own a pair of Nikes. They don't care about the new LeBrons or Jordans or Kevin Durant's. And the same people who say that they won't watch NFL, and that's fine. That's reasonable. A lot of people don't watch NFL. They did lose money, but losing money off of $500 billion or something is not really that much of a loss, and it's easily made up. If you're not going to buy Nikes, that's fine. But we're in a world of I guess liberal progressives, and they'll make up the difference. Nike's a running shoe company, and that's where most of the the liberals lie and stuff like that, cross country, whatever. Instead of buying a Asics, they might buy a Nike. Liberal Hollywood will probably feed into that. Plus, you're talking about it's geared toward minorities. So, black kids, Mexican kids who wear Adidas or, maybe consider Under Armour or something else, it's going to swing it back. People made a big to-do about how many billions of dollars that Nike lost, but it was only like 2.5%. If you can lose billions of dollars and it only be 2.5%, that means your net worth's outstanding. And I'd imagine they'll be back to where they were and then some as soon as the NBA starts. Same with the NFL. They lost money, but it's kind of one of them deals like they're not losing money. They're not meeting a goal set financially, but they're not losing money. They're making money hand over fist, from TV contracts to jersey sales, concession stands, parking, all of this, advertising dollars. The Super Bowl is still the most expensive event on TV, and it's not going anywhere. And even if you don't watch, there's enough people that'll make up the difference for you. So there's really no economic impact in these boycotts. It's like In-N-Out Burger, a couple weeks ago came out that they had supported a GOP Republican candidate or something, and people wanted to riot and boycott In-N-Out Burger. And the next thing you know, they got a line a mile long for people who want to buy hamburgers from In-N-Out Burger. There's too many people and too many different views. There's too many people that support one side or the other that, you can't, boycotting ain't going to work in any form or fashion. And Nike is a name brand worldwide, like Coke and Apple and all these other these big entities. You can say what you want, but the stocks will be above $80, by Halloween, and probably, up 10% once the NBA starts. So you can say what you're going to do, but they don't care. Obviously, it's a calculated risk, and Phil Knight knows what the hell he's doing. Well, thanks for listening, guys. I'm sure something will pop in tomorrow. I'm making a long trip to work, and I'll throw something in there. College football and pro football have games tomorrow night, so I'm sure I'll have a college football preview and my picks of the week. Thanks for listening, guys.